that's enough of that, right? You guys are ready for us to just start this bullshit, huh? So I need to do this over here. Hello. We're gonna start this now, I think, maybe. I don't know. You can hear me, right?
Hello.
All right, let's just jump right in over here because I don't have any fancy intro or anything for this. So you are now on screen, and unfortunately, I have to this week we start a new tradition where I've got the fancy gold border of regalness, and I own the stream.
You do too. Look at that.
You've got
Where's mine?
you got the generic. You got the generic. I found it in a box of cereal. Black and orange border. I'm sorry.
Unbelievable.
Because
unbelievable. You say if you're a good host, you'd do it the other way around, wouldn't you?
I'm not a good host. All right.
I want it. I want it.
So you want it now? Like
I want it.
Would you mind if it said Pukajitsu
on
it? Can I just give you the one that says Pukajitsu on it?
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Let's see if I can do that really quick without messing up the overlay.
Right. Look, this is my standards, my expectations right here. I don't know if you can read that. It says Hollywood Princess. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't you start treating me like it?
Okay. Let's see. Where did I put that? We're both Pukajitsu now.
Oh shit! That's what
I'm
talking about.
Your cam is a little too big to also be
That's
Pukajitsu. There. I think we are both successful.
Oh yeah,
we
I
are
can see
both
that now.
Pukajitsu.
That's
Both
perfect.
Pukajitsu now. Don't let the names below the cameras fool you. Is it me and my guest Pukajitsu apparently?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Pukajitsu.
What I could do is I could do this. I bet I could.
Oh, you're gonna flip it?
I could flip it. Transform.
So I'll be Oos Tuj.
There.
A coop. Oos Tuj a coop.
Yeah, there we go.
I had to work that one out.
So welcome to Penis.
Thank you. It's good to be on your penis.
This is a show where questions will hit as hard as you want for as long as you'd like. At least that's what we want you to think. Everybody, I'm your host, Pukajitsu, and yes, these tits are real. Let's see. Our guest today is EthysAsher, who is a lore master, a bird whisperer, a Rugrats aficionado, and very merry, slightly deformed twin brother. Just slightly, though.
You ran that last one by
just slightly. Very merry, slightly deformed twin brother. Just slightly.
And a Hollywood princess.
And a Hollywood princess. He also pops a rage boner whenever someone calls them tombstones.
That's true, I do. That's very upsetting to me.
Yeah.
Tombstones. Oh, shit, you fucking tombstone.
This is the most handsome Hollywood princess, actually.
Thank you.
That's what chat has to say.
So
this show is very fast and loose, conversational. I've got some questions prepped myself, and then we'll take some from the chat afterwards. You can be as detailed in your responses as you'd like, or skip something if you'd rather not answer. The choice is yours, and yours alone.
Skip something if you're a little bitch.
If you're a little bitch, then you probably don't belong on this show, but you can skip.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, Ethys. You need a bitch out, you can bitch out.
You can bitch out. I always put it there because I never know if the chat is going to ask something like incredibly personal or lewd. And I think when I ask people to be on my penis, they're expecting an ask me anything and not an ask me almost anything.
Don't want anything lewd on your penis. I wasn't signing up for that.
But I think we should just jump right in.
Hit me, dude.
All right. Since you're new to our country, I'm required to ask if you have any belongings you'd like to declare. Have you brought any fruit or trained wombats with you?
No, I left my wombats at home. You wouldn't think that wombats would be like a particularly dangerous animal to export, but I remember when I was at a school camp when I was a young warthog, and one of my mates found a wombat hole and he like stuck his head down it, and the wombat down there just like really fucked up his face.
He's lost his entire face. He's just like Like,
He didn't lose his entire face, but it got
Oh.
like really, really scratched up. He had to get stitches, and it was a whole mess.
yeah,
And yeah,
I would not want to mess with any of that. I hear
no,
that. I hear that
you think the wombats and the koalas are like the cute, cuddly ones. You hear about all the dangerous Australian spiders and like crocodiles and stuff. And then you look at wombats and koalas, but wombats have got that going for them, and koalas all have they've all got hepatitis.
so
Like
the-
they'll.
so when people
Yeah.
exaggerate and say that the entire country is trying to kill you, it's not actually an exaggeration. Everything
No,
there
it's not an exaggeration.
is trying to
No,
find a way to kill you.
So I got very thoroughly searched, and unfortunately, I was not able to smuggle any such Australian things with me.
Well, I mean, some of the Australian stuff makes it here, or it does it. Next question is, let's get to. I have to. I know. I apologize. Not all the questions are this way, but I have to get this one out of the way. Crocodile Dundee. They're classic films, right? There were 3 of them. Can you name the third one?
So Crocodile Dundee was an American film with American producers and American actors. That is just a horrible bastardization of Australian culture from which we have never recovered. I'm trying to think of what like the American equivalent would be. Have there been like Japanese films where
they just make really
like they just like give this really weird portrayal of
from
American life.
what I understand of Japanese pop culture, they actually idolize us the same way that some Americans idolize Japanese pop culture.
I have noticed that, and that's kind of what Crocodile Dundee does, right? But it solidified the sort of foreign perception of Australian culture in a way that we have never been and probably never will be able to escape. So no, I know there are 3 of them. I've seen the first 2, and I do not care to name the third one, but I'm sure you're going to tell me anyway.
Well, I'm going to tell you the name of the third one. The only reason I picked this
right.
question is because it's Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles. That is the name of the third one.
Really?
Yes.
So
Yes.
the second one, no. Yeah, the second one is in New York.
Yeah, and the third one is in LA.
I don't know how he ended up. He should have stayed in New York, honestly.
You're gathering with friends for drinks. Is it a beer or liquor in your glass? What's your drink of choice?
Can I double park?
Yes.
Do you guys use that expression?
No, but I think I'm getting what you're. Yeah.
So my father taught me this old adage that your second drink always tastes infinitely better than the first one. So if I'm out and I want to do some serious drinking, I'll order a shot of something to start with, and then whatever it is that I order second will be absolutely delicious.
Okay.
I do tend to drink. I drink a lot of beer, and I tend towards ales. I'm actually quite fond of APAs. Maybe it's because it's a novelty, something we don't really get much of at home. But I spent quite a few years working as a bartender in a Bavarian beer cafe. Yeah, so I've got a taste for all the Belgian sort of wheat beers and stuff like that. And I was a bit of a mixologist as well, so I don't mind a good cocktail. So yeah, I'd be double parked, maybe triple parked.
I love fruity stuff. I'm really like as somebody who approaches alcohol, I've got a very weak approach to it because I'm like, can I put some mango flavored rum in my Sprite? Like that's what I do.
Right.
Like...
So when you say fruity stuff, you mean fruit flavored stuff, not stuff that has fruit in it.
Yeah. Though I do love daiquiris though. So
daiquiris are great. I was about to say that daiquiris are like have you ever had Pimm's?
No.
Good old Pimm's cup. Pimm's is the world's first premixer. It's gin, but like I say, premixed with fruit stuff.
Okay.
And a Pimm's cup, you just have a tall glass of that with basically a fruit salad in it, and it's good.
That sounds amazing. That actually sounds
really
amazing.
Really good.
This question this is a question that was submitted by a viewer. Would you fuck Jar Binks?
Would I fuck Jar Binks? Was that Sinner?
Maybe, perhaps, yes.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Sinner was making me listen to this. Sinner's favorite podcast. For those of you who don't know who Sinner is, she's right behind me there. She's
She's also currently cracking up.
she's a bitch. Yeah, she makes me
Laurel's
listen to this
losing it in my back.
podcast called Lou Reads the Internet, which is this guy named Lou just reading horrible things.
My roommate is gone. She's just gone.
Oh, whoops. Anyway, so just this morning she was making me listen to Lou reading about Jar Binks' fleshlight.
What?
I was like, I'm pretty sure Jar Binks is a dude, firstly. And secondly, like, what would that be like? You know what? I don't want to think about it. Short answer is no. Short answer is no. I would absolutely not fuck Jar Binks.
I've seen.
I'm a little curious, but I wouldn't.
I've seen a wide array of fleshlights actually in my time, including a very, I think, a legendary forum thread in which somebody made a homemade one using a Pringles can.
Okay, all right. Well, let me hang on. I just opened a tab. I'm actually gonna make that an incognito tab.
Yeah, that's probably a good call.
I'm gonna regret this, but I'm gonna send you a link. You tell me what you think. You tell me whether you would fuck it, because
Oh, we're going there.
Yeah. Well, you asked me. It's only fair. You know. You show me mine. I show. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Look at it. Right?
Oh!
Yeah?
I don't know if I can put this on stream. I don't think I can put this on screen. That would probably get me banned from Twitch.
Yeah, I think it probably would.
Yeah, I kind of want to show it off, but you know what that? No. Misa, no thanks so. No.
You so not liking the Gungans?
There were
we still being friends.
I might have been more adventurous when I was like half my age, but I don't think that even back then I would have said yes. Oh god, that's a if you were a primal, what element or elements would you be aspected to?
If I was a primal, oh man, that's a really tough one. I'd like to think that I was like one of those unaspected ones, and one of those ones that you literally cannot figure out. Like like Odin, it took everyone such a long time to figure out what he was all about. I don't want to be one of those obvious primals. I want to be like something that you just trip over. Like an empty bottle or something. You accidentally kick it and like a primal comes out. It's like,
I'm like, oh.
I want something that when I appear in game, you have to reassess the way that primals work and the way that you think of like the metaphysics of the game. I want to be one
like
of those
when
ones.
Ysael and Shiva came about and
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
maybe something like that.
Okay. Yeah. And I would say I would at least give you like I don't know I would think you would lean towards umbral elements over astral.
Oh, why is that?
Don't know. Just
no reason.
No reason.
All right. Okay.
You could choose any one Cid to be your best bud. Any Cid from any Final Fantasy, but all the others are trying to kill you. Which one do you choose and why?
Oh, jeez. So is he going to protect me, or is he just going to be my friend?
I assume that you guys are good enough friends that he would actually protect you.
See, Sid Garland does a pretty good job. But Final Fantasy VII Sid, I mean, has he been power leveled? Because we're also assuming the Sids that are actually playable characters as well, right?
Well,
so it's like, have they been maxed out? Have they got their legendary weapons?
I'd assume that they're at a point that they are worthy to be a companion to a warrior of light such as yourself.
Right. Yeah, you know what? I'd take Final Fantasy VII Sid because he's the Dragoon one.
Well,
he's the closest to it.
Double Dragoon, huh?
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
I don't like your odds.
Well, you don't think they cancel out?
Are you the guy that makes those shorts videos?
Um, the ones about how to paladin.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay. Can I have your
yeah, I
autograph?
am the same guy.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I don't. This isn't not. This isn't a question. Recite the alphabet backwards. I just want to hear your voice.
Recite the alphabet back. Can I recite it forwards? Because I'm like pretty dyslexic, dude. Z, Y, X, something, something, D, C, B, A.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's passable. Yeah.
All right.
Um,
Okay. All right. Low standards, but all right.
Low standards, but all right. Why is it that Elidibus wears white?
Why isn't the Elidibus wears white? So he's so each of the Ascians, right, are assigned to a shard, and they're about creating chaos upon those shards, to the point where Hydaelyn is forced to reintegrate them, and it constitutes a rejoining. Elidibus has a different role where he's supposed to, on one hand, act as like an emissary for Zodiac, and on the other hand, sort of manage the other Ascians and make sure that they're not like unbalancing things too much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened in the Void, for instance, that is now, well, it's Void of Ether. That's why it's called the Void. It cannot be rejoined. It's at this point preventing Zodiac's return. So Elidibus is all about making sure that that doesn't happen any which way. So he'll support the losing side to make sure that that never gets to the point where there's too much chaos, or it's leaning too much one way or the other. And that's one reason why he sent us Unukalhai, for instance, because he looks at the Warring Triad and he's like, all right, well, they're going to need some help with that one, because that is going to tip the balance way over one side, and that's not good. So it's basically just to denote that he's got a completely different role.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that answer. I love that whole story with Unukalhai, by the way. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, he's a fun character.
Okay, so you're now an XMen mutant. Would you rather have the power to turn invisible or read minds?
Read minds, definitely.
Oh wow.
It's so easy. That is so
totally
easy.
like you don't need privacy. You don't. Nah.
Well, I mean, can I turn it off?
Yeah, I'm assuming you could probably turn it off.
Right. Well, the thing is, I'm just thinking of like which one's more pragmatic. There's only so many things that you can do with being turned invisible, right?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like you look at fucking Charles Xavier, and
he's pretty godlike.
He doesn't have to move. Like my lifestyle would be exactly the same. If I could go invisible, I'd have to get fit.
You'd have to go places.
Exactly. I'd have to go outside. I'd have to get fit, and I'd have to, do action sequences or whatever. But if I had the ability to read minds, I could just do the Xavier and just sit on my ass. I would have the exact same life that I would have right now.
Plop on the Cerebro helmet. Reach out to the world.
Yeah. It would be great. Here's what would happen. It would be I would have exactly the same lifestyle as I do now, except I'd have like probably 20 or 30 more people watching me on Twitch, because I'd be like influencing them.
Yeah, you would actually be able to reach out with your mind and find the people who like your kind of humor, so you can actually give them a link to your stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like that would be the best way to grow the stream, because you don't even have to influence them. You just find people who already like it, who don't know about it yet.
And that would be, again, it would be exactly the same as I live now, except I'd have maybe half a dozen more subs, which would be great.
Yeah,
that's all I need.
That's all. That's actually I like that choice. What is the origin of the name EthysAsher?
What is the origin of the name EthysAsher? Okay. Asher is I don't remember Asher. I don't remember where I got Asher from, but Ethys is a name that I've been using since Daggerfall, the Elder Scrolls, which is one of my favorite franchises of all time. And fun story in relation to that, I suppose. I started playing Final Fantasy XIV because I was trying to fill in the gap, waiting for Elder Scrolls Online to come out. And then it did, and I was like,
nah.
Well, I mean, I fell in love with Final Fantasy XIV like well before Elder Scrolls Online came out.
I played that during the beta.
Yeah, so did I, and it was fun leveling up and sort of exploring the world or whatever. It didn't feel like an Elder Scrolls game though, and it
Right.
didn't feel like a particularly good MMO either. So
I tried to go back to it recently, and it was
hmm
fun because I had somebody else playing along with me, but it
hmm
felt like I wasn't playing the game to serve any purpose.
right. Well, yeah, Ethys is a typical Dunmer name, which is the Elder Scrolls Dark Elves. And I think in Morrowind, it's a name of someone in House Hlalu. Not
Ah.
sure about that.
So,
But yeah, that's the origins of the name. Basically, it's a Dunmerry name.
so this is kind of a follow-up. If we were to drop you into a D&D game, you'd play a drow?
Well, I'm in a D&D game at the moment, and I'm playing a human watchman. Um, I mean, it's because like dark elves were the thing that I was always drawn to as like a teenager. Um, so I guess that's sort of what I fell into. But when I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons, I don't know, because I haven't played much Dungeons and Dragons. I want to experience like a whole array of different characters. So I think if you were to drop me into a new Dungeons and Dragons game, I think I want to find something like as far away from my own sort of personality and I guess intuitions as I could possibly get, because that's sort of the fun of role
Yeah,
playing, right?
you take on another role. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I'm just really glad that you said that you were a fan of Dark Elves, and I didn't hear anything about Dritz. Like you didn't. Dritz was not your name. You're not EthysAsher, and
No,
that's.
that would be terrible. That would be so terrible.
And I'm like, okay, I can accept that. It's clear that a fair bit of research goes into your YouTube videos. The lore
hmm
tours, the background of arms and armors, even the trailer
hmm
breakdowns. Has there been any particular piece of real-world mythology that has surprised you or that you consider your favorite?
That has surprised me.
Like, as you're looking
Um,
into, like, the origin of a name of something in game, and you're like, huh, that's not where I expected that to be. Or is there anything like that? Or are you coming into
not
this really well read, so it's like,
I
oh.
mean, I don't mean to like toot my own trumpet, but it is very rare that I come across a referential name in game that I haven't heard before. More often than not, I will have to like I'll be like, oh, where have I heard that? I have to do like a cursory chat and then go back. But through all through my undergrad, I did a lot of research in like Greek history and mythology and Roman stuff, and I was a philosophy major, and I did a lot of sort of old English text and stuff like that. So I like to think that I'm pretty well read. I'm trying to think of one that sort of had me stumped for a while, and I'm sure there have been a few. Nothing particularly interesting off the top of my head, but I remember dissecting the Kreisvelger Nidhogg thing
Hmm.
was a little bit interesting for me because so on Yggdrasil, which is a sort of Norse metaphor for the cosmos, you've got Nidhogg down in the bottom, chewing on the roots in sort of the deepest pits of hell, where he consumes the bodies of oath breakers and murderers and liars and all those sons of bitches. And then at the very top, you've actually got this unnamed eagle, something eagle or rooster. Anyway, some sort of bird that doesn't actually have a name. And then Ratatoska is this squirrel that sort of runs messages between the two of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kreisvelger is mentioned just offhand in the Poetic Edda as a name for a giant that can transform into an eagle. So what I don't know whether it was Koji or whether it was Oda that came up with these names, but I know Koji's quite fond of the Poetic Edda. So basically, what they did is that they found another name for an eagle and
And they
sort of
just slapped it on.
conflated it. Yeah, they just conflated it with the one that didn't have a name. So I was like, it took me a little bit to kind of work out how they came to that. And there's often stuff like that where they'll sort of, I guess, like make assumptions or conflations or use metonyms.
I like when
It's always fun to sort of chase those threads.
I like when they turn things on its head, like the
hmm
stuff in Void Arc, where you're
hmm
like, "This is a beautiful warrior." No,
Well, yeah, it's exactly the thing. Like Cuchulainn, right?
Yeah.
Cuchulainn is supposed to be. So Cuchulainn, at the beginning of his appearance in the Ulster cycle, is sent away from his home village because he's too handsome, and all the men are worried that he's gonna like steal their wives.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see him in Void Out, and you're just like,
Yeah, I don't think he's stealing anybody's wives unless he's going to eat them.
well, to each their own. Like,
Save that one. Save that one, Vegeta. Even if you don't intend to actually ask it, save it, and we'll be getting to chat questions in just a second here. Next question is: can you repeat your answer to the previous question as if you were on the moon?
well, if I was on the moon, you wouldn't be able to hear me, would you? So just like rewind and mute it and watch me like, and then eventually pass out and die because
thank you.
no oxygen.
Thank you for that. There had to be a Moon Man joke in here somewhere, and I was like, I can't just flat out call you Moon Man or make Moon Man the answer to a question.
It just had to be. It just had to be.
Yeah. So we've been playing some Borderlands 2 recently, but jump into Borderlands, a pre-sequel, every once in a while, and that game is just inundated with Australian pop culture and slang and stuff. What the fuck is a jumbuck?
A jumbuck? What is a jumbuck? As in Waltzing Matilda?
I suppose. I think that's where it comes from. Yes.
Where he shoves a jumbuck in his tucker bag.
Yep.
A jumbuck is a. Oh man, I think it's a sheep. I think it's a wild sheep.
Okay, yeah, that was the consensus that we'd reached too. But I was like, I'm going to an expert on this one.
Yeah, it's like a feral sheep.
Okay. And they also want to know what a billabong is, but
A billabong is like a pond.
Yeah.
It's a stagnant pond, and that's where yowies live.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Power Rangers or Voltron?
You see, I never had much exposure to either of them growing up because that was a little bit too violent. And
okay.
Yeah, the only violence that I was allowed to watch on TV was sort of like fantasy themed violence. So I'd say neither, and transplant it with like I don't know, fucking Care Bears.
Care Bears. I was really hoping to polarize the chat on this one. Like you were gonna give an answer, and they'd be like, no.
Well, I know very little about either one of them, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's clearly Power Rangers, by the way, guys. You guys don't know about that. If you could add a word to the dictionary, what would it be and what would it mean?
Oh wow. Oh jeez. Oh. That's impossible. That is impossible because every time you think you're inventing a word, there's already either something very close to it or like a million synonyms for it. I've never felt like I've never felt like there needs to be a word for me to be able to express something that I can't express in English.
Mm-hmm.
But that said, I might I would quite like an English equivalent of the German word Verfremdungseffekt, which basically the closest you can get is the kind of estrangement that you get when you're like watching some weird German play and someone like pulls their dick out and you're like, oh, okay, why am I here? What's going on here? What is happening? And the idea of it is that you start paying more attention to like the meta and more about like your relationship with what it is that you're seeing, what it is that you're experiencing, rather than like the artistic object in itself. So there's no English equivalent of that, and that would be pretty good because I had to use that in essays a lot, and it's very hard to spell.
That I just learned something new today. Actually, I went for that question because I hear that you guys have some very interesting terminology you throw around on your stream. I'll just like, and I bet he has an idea of something he would like.
No, because all the things that I talk about on my stream are like synonyms for other things, right?
Yeah. Narika Star says, would we use that word to describe this show? Yes. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
You and the audience are probably wondering what the hell is going on right now.
It's the feeling that you get when you're asked to appear on this show. When you're like,
yeah, that was quite the interesting experience. I'm gonna see if I can just dig this up really quick.
oh.
Yeah, I think it's that page. I don't use Twitch that much.
Also sums up an Ethys stream pretty well. Yeah, come to think of it, it probably does, Vic.
Oh no. I thought I had this set aside. I can go for.
Oh, you lost something, did you?
Yeah, it's not the first time we've lost something today, huh? Oh, here we go. Whoa. Why is it gotta be in a set? What? Twitch.
Into that. Twitch Plus.
I
already told you what my video export size is for Lightworks.
I'm gonna actually pull a video up on screen here. Yeah. If I can. Oh, working with so many monitors. Twitch is being whack. Things aren't loading properly. And so
Twitch is a bit of a mess at the moment.
This is a professional show. I'm gonna come over here for a second. You guys aren't gonna see much. But it's gonna allow me to do something here. You'd think I'd have this set up ahead of time, but I am not that kind of person. Yes, make it visible. Move it to the top. You guys don't want to see any of that.
What's going on here?
So,
your screen.
I feel like this is you're talking about that feeling you get, you know, when being invited onto the show might trigger that. I remember this.
I love to poop. I would love to.
What is this?
I'll come on your penis.
What is this? Do I need to turn my sound on for a moment?
Yes.
I think I do.
Don't look at me after you say that.
Into that.
Yeah, one more time.
I love to poop. I would love to. I'll come on your penis anytime.
Oh, right. Okay, you did have it put aside.
Don't look at me after you say that.
Yeah, that's that.
Damn it, dude.
I feel like that illustrates that moment. Especially the "don't look at me when you say that." I think that's that's
terrible.
Laurelverse would like to know, and you've heard her in the background laughing a few times now. Would you consider a career in voice acting, specifically a career dubbing porn?
Specifically dubbing porn?
Mm-hmm.
When you say dubbing porn, are you meaning like I'm doing the introductions?
Say the porn for some reason has the pizza boy at the door and they're translated into other languages.
Oh, right. So I would actually have to dub the actors. I was about to say, if I'm dubbing voiceovers, introducing it or whatever, that would be easy. I could do that. But if I have to make noises, see, I've always wondered about that. Like people for animated porn who have to do the voice acting. What is it that what kind of headspace do they have to get in order to do that?
I wanted to see the script. I want to see we need these voice lines from you.
Yeah. Can you just give us a dozen different R's and we'll just let you know which ones are good. I don't know, I think that should be a challenge. I think that should be a challenge to get two professional voice actors into a studio and see who can make porn noises for the longest whilst keeping a straight face, and whoever breaks first loses.
Poor Sally needs some plumbing done, but luckily John Johnson knows what to do. Oh, you could
yeah.
totally movie guy it, like introducing or making trailers for it.
Yeah, you see, that's what I was thinking.
That would be.
I was like, I could do that. That would be easy. But if I was like dubbing over like, two people slapping giblets, that'd be a little bit more difficult. I think that takes like a special something. I don't know if I have that in me. But if someone offered me a job, if someone came to me tomorrow and was like, I need you to make like erotic sounds for a porno that we're translating into English, and I'm like, I didn't think that there was like an English equivalent for like moans and gasps, but all right, okay. I do it.
I'm just sorry. Cherry Lunar said porn Foley, and now I'm thinking of like people who are like putting their hands in like a bucket of water to make the splashing sounds, and like the people that
bucket of water.
Like the Foley effects for like for audio for like
Yeah. No, I know
how they used electric razors to make the lightsaber sounds and
yeah. Just get like a bowl full of Jello and just like slap it with a spoon. Yeah.
Like it's like, oh man,
I reckon that would be a great job.
The audio quality was really bad. We have to get some ADR in here.
I'm sure they do that. Come on, I'm sure they'd have to do that, right?
That's actually, I need to find somebody who works in that business. That's who I want as a guest on this show. I want somebody who does that.
Foley artist. Man, that would be awesome.
Okay, next question is: I understand you're not staying at your usual place. Blink twice if you'd like us to send help.
Can I just tell you to send help? Because that would be great. Can I just be totally unambiguous about that and tell you guys that you need to send like all the ambulances?
Of course, there's English translation, changing senpai to daddy and such.
Oh, of course.
Don't look at me that way, senpai. I might get pregnant. What?
That's how that works.
Yeah. If someone made a movie of your life, what genre would it be?
What genre would it be? It would be a tragedy for sure, but it would be one of those ones where like I'm trying to think of a good example, but those films, like, they're not supposed to be funny, but they tend to like get this cult following about being like just absolutely freaking hilarious. So it would be sort of made out as a tragedy and they'd sort of go out to make a tragedy, but it would just be so fucking stupid that people couldn't help but laugh at it.
Where it's just like the idea of it is too unbelievable to be tragic, and so it's funny.
I don't know if it's unbelievable to be unbelievable to be tragic.
Or is it more like Schadenfreude?
Yeah, it would be more like in the way that you see my suffering would just be hilarious.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
But not in like a slapstick way. Like, it would be real human suffering, but there would just be something just hysterical about I don't know, watching me slowly die.
Slowly die. I can't. Man, I'm laughing at this, and I don't think it would be funny. I'm just like, I'm trying to imagine how that would be funny, but this one has become like, I guess it's going to become like a show regular question, because I asked it of Akmarn as well.
Right.
What Twitch emote do you feel best represents you?
What Twitch emote are we talking about? Like the classic Twitch emotes?
Yeah, there's a lot of. She picked the global one. But I mean, obviously you have emotes of your own as well. Which one?
Well, if it was like one of mine, it kind of be cheating because obviously
they like, some of them have your face on them. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got these ones there with my face on them. But in terms of the global ones, oh, man. Yeah, let me have a look. I'm just scrolling through the global ones now.
Yeah, chat. Don't hesitate to post your own as well, chat. Like, if you've got one that's like, this is me right here. Like, somebody might be PogChamp. Oh, I see you got the. Oh, I see the lore book. I see that one went through. Like,
oh yeah, I've got that one as well. It definitely wouldn't be PogChamp. Not Like This is a pretty good one. I think
Plot,
that's
plot twist: Ethys doesn't have BTTV. Aww.
no, I don't. It's very upsetting. Very upsetting.
Big Roto is
Ah.
apparently Tommy Pickles. I see we've got a
Yeah,
butt there.
I think the Tommy Pickles finger banging like probably best represents me and what my life is all about. But I feel like just because it's one of my emotes,
You
know,
gotta,
it's like, well,
yeah.
of course. Yeah.
Gotta. Failfish is Mordo 95% of the time I'm awake. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I think mine might actually be like Dan's game.
Oh really? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just it just kind of
I can
goes like
see that. Well, I can see that. Yeah, I think you'd be Dan's game or maybe Craigasm.
Craigasm. Aw, thank you.
You're welcome.
Zakiri is Bible Thump?
All right.
Okay. I don't know. Ethys
That's
is
a little
Ethys is a mystery. Ethys is a he's you know what he is? He's a changeling. He flows.
Look, you
he
just
becomes
can't
something
put me in
different.
a box,
You
alright?
can't put me in a box.
Yeah. I just don't conform to your normative standards.
I've got one more question of my own, and then if chat has any questions, we'll throw those at you as well. But the
Sure.
last question I have is I'm kind of throwing this at a few different people in the community because it's a bit of a heated debate over here on my stream. You see, Miara, who is Belldragon in chat, good friend of mine here at almost every single day, plays the game along with me, plays a summoner. And she really prefers the summoner headpieces that are like the circlet that has like the spikiness on the side, the adoration on the side, like it, instead of the usual summoner dong.
Right, instead of the dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay.
And we went to Larry Zor and asked him if those qualify. Do side dongs also count, or must you go full front dong to properly channel your summoner abilities? Larry Zor seemed to take the middle road and say that all dongs are equal, but I was wondering if I could get your opinion on this.
See, I think the dongs are definitely like channeling the ether outwards in the direction to which they're facing. So the problem with the side dongs, right, is that you could only be attacking things on your flank, right? So you'd end up just like hitting your mates. Whereas the front dong is just like it's directed, you know. It's definitely the most pragmatic. I think that I would prefer to have a crown just with dongs like all the way around, just to play it safe.
A crown of dongs? That would actually
Just a crown of dongs. Yeah.
Can we
'Cause then
get
you can't really lose, can you? Someone trying to sneak up behind you, well, you got a back dong as well.
if someone could put this idea on the forums for us, I'll upvote it. Like just let Essie know that we want a crown of dongs.
Yeah, crown of dongs.
But yeah, I think today we just the debate is still up in the air. Mia, I'm sorry. We've got to get a definitive answer on whether side dongs are okay or not. I personally think that you have to go with the OG dong.
So why is that? Why is that?
I think that they are a sign of summoners' virility and potency.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that
So how do the side ones detract from that?
they instead of going like pointed that way,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them are like a curl that points straight up
Oh,
and things like that.
I see. So
Yeah.
I know there's this thing in Korean spas, right, where if you don't go in nude, if you wear a towel, then that's like a sign of like being diseased or having some kind of dong related sickness. So do you think that if a summoner sees like another summoner with a side dong, they're like, oh, gross, dude, like
Yeah,
you
it's
all right? What the fuck, dude? You reckon it's the same sort of thing?
Yeah, it's kind of like a mutilation of something that is very pure.
Right. So it's just a case of do we accept summoner dong mutilation or not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we don't judge people for other things around here. I suppose we can let our side dongs fly. But I will secretly remain a dong purist. All right, so I know that that if there's any questions, you guys go ahead and just fire them at me, and I'll pick them out of chat. I was going to see if I could scroll up far enough to see okay, we've got one from Huvok that says, question for Ethys, can he stop being a Muppet?
No, can't stop, won't stop. Okay, how would a Muppet stop being a Muppet?
It's just
understand that.
What's your thing through?
Because all right, so some of the Muppets are like people size, right? Are they like Muppets in the same way that the other Muppets are Muppets, or are there people inside them? I've never been able to work that out. Because if those people, if like the puppeteer steps out of them, they're not a Muppet anymore. They're just there's like a pile of
a pile of fabric or whatever
fabric.
they have to be made out of.
Yeah, that's just
it's
wasteful.
So what's puppeting you?
Well, that's a secret. Can't really tell you that. But I think if I could stop being a Muppet and I could be upgraded to like another Jim Henson project, like if I could be like a Star Wars puppet, maybe I could be like a Tauntaun that someone cuts open and like hides inside to escape a cold, hot winter. Then that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty good.
Animatronic?
Yeah, I could be animatronic. I could put up with that.
Well,
If you got me into a Star Wars film, I'd let someone cut me open and like replace me with animatronic bits for sure. Absolutely.
I think Chubbot would be threatened by that, though.
Yeah, well, Chubbot, I don't know. Chubbot's still got a little ways to go before he manifests in the real world.
He's working on it, though. Marcos wants to know, do you always find yourself drawn to so in-depth to lore in games, or was there something about 14 that was different? Oh. Okay.
It's sort of, I'd say like yes and no. All of the franchises that I get like really drawn to, it's because of the lore. I found that with Elder Scrolls. I found that with Star Wars as a franchise. And obviously, I found that with Final Fantasy XIV. That said, if Final Fantasy XIV didn't have solid gameplay and like good end game raids, I wouldn't be playing it, and I wouldn't have stuck with it. So it's something that keeps me invested in it, but there's got to be, it's never like the primary or first reason that I get involved in something.
Okay. Little Vegeta says, question for the Ethys, and I apologize for this one. You know, it's Vegeta. If you had to give Mr. Happy or Sly a handy, which one would you choose and why?
See, I feel like
it's a bad idea.
Sly would definitely be less resistant to a handy. Like Mike would definitely take some convincing, but I feel like precisely because of that reason, it would be like the greater achievement if I managed to pull it off. You know what I mean? That's not a pun. So I'd go with Mike. Yeah, I reckon I'd sooner give Mike a handy. Not because I wouldn't love to touch Sly's dick, because that would be great. But just because, like, if I could say that I jerked off Mr. Happy, I'd be like, what? No way, he doesn't let anyone fucking touch him. Are you crazy? How'd you manage that? I'd be like,
Ancient Ethys secret.
Sly would let anyone jerk him off.
I think that answer right there is pretty clip-worthy, don't you?
Sly would say yes to anyone. Sly would let anyone jerk him off. It's like, there's nothing special about it.
Mistoso said, how big must the front dog be to be considered a legit front dog for summoners?
Well, it just needs to be bigger than the side dogs.
Yes. Yeah. It's all about asserting.
Like you can have little side dogs.
It's about asserting dominance.
Oh God.
I sent a question in a PM. Oh, you sent me PMs on Twitch. I will give those a look-see in a second. Why does Ethys have a bird? Why not? Why does
Ethys have a bird? Oh man, that's actually a pretty intense question. So Poe, my first Eclectus parrot, was purchased by an ex-girlfriend of mine from a really dodgy breeder because she was trying to get it cheap. And she took him to a vet shortly after, as you sort of do. And well, firstly, birds, you're not supposed to like sell a bird to a person until it's been weaned, till it's reached sort of, usually 12 to 14 weeks. It's been weaned, so it doesn't have to be hand fed anymore. So it turned out that Poe was only 8 weeks old by his estimate. So he had not been weaned. He was also severely malnourished and had a staph infection. So he was in a really, really bad way. And my ex's impulse was to take him back to the breeder and sort of demand her money back. And I was like, well, that bird's going to die if you do that. So you can't do that. So I quit my job, and I spent the next 5 weeks hand feeding him every 2 or 3 hours and sort of nursing him back to health. And we sort of fell in love with each other. And I've been a bird person ever since.
He's your best bud, huh? He's your
Yeah. But I was never interested in birds or really any other animals for that matter before then. But after then, and after I sort of bonded with him, I'm very, very firmly a bird person.
I don't know if anyone noticed, and I'm sorry if it looked like I was laughing during part of that. I was reading chat. Because I was also I was grabbing the next question and Sly's responses in chat, and and I was like, wait, what I'm hearing does not match the expression on my face.
Sly, you would let anyone jerk you off and you fucking know it, all right? Don't give me that crap. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I'd be happy to give you a handy, but you know as well as I do that Mike's the harder target.
Is it Trent S time?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I'm not gonna ignore your question, but I'm gonna say that there is literally fan fiction of that. It's really good. Just read it.
Wait, what?
Mary engages a sexual advance in your hotel room that you're staying at for the event that SE has. There's literally a fan fiction of Mary and I sharing a hotel room at FanFest, and it's fucking hilarious. It's so good. I mean, it's not like written with a trace of irony. Like, it's very serious and very graphic and confronting. But fuck me, it's funny. It's really.
Did you tell them that you fought and that he pitched?
No one needs to know that.
Want to tell them you were the bottom?
No one needs to know that.
Do
you fucking mind? I'm sorry, were you invited onto Pig's Penis? Well, I'm coming on Pig's Penis right now, so you can shut the fuck up and stop being jealous.
Do Ellison have any blood connections to giraffes like Makote with cats?
You know what? Fuck you. Like,
best answer, actually.
Fuck off.
Let's see. Has there ever been a point in Final Fantasy XIV that you've nearly called it quits, like an experience, patch, life things, etc.?
Honestly, no. And there's been a couple of times where I've sort of like cut down the hours I spend in game, but there's never been a point where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to keep playing this game anymore. Yeah, which is weird because I've never had that with like any other game, I don't think. So no, not at all. And I would recommend, if anyone is in the position where they're feeling that way, just like take a couple of weeks. You know?
Yeah, I feel like the game doesn't punish you at all for taking time off. It's like one of the most
it's so
one of the
easy
most
to catch
in
up.
this regard. Like,
If
it's
you don't
really
have a
weird.
raid group anyway.
Yeah, if you come from like World of Warcraft, like older World of Warcraft, or like any other MMOs in that time, where if you had mentioned playing another game at all, that was taboo. That was, everybody was like,
You whore.
You whore. You can't take time off. You've got 14's really good about that. I haven't run into that either because I feel like I've kind of jumbled things well enough as well. But that was a good question.
Yeah.
Sly wants everybody to know he's not that easy. I want to put that in the
Yeah.
video so that people that watch it, the VOD, or
That's a lie. That's a filthy lie. Who knows it?
Lion, he knows it. Let's see. Was there another? Do you think? Oh, and do you think healers need more incentive to play a job in Stormblood, barring enjoyment of a role? Tank and DPS get mounts and job and mounts. Okay, where healers get sweet, FA. Fuck all.
Yeah,
You
sweet
think-
fuck all.
Yeah.
Okay, so the incentives that tanks got in the mounts, that didn't make more people take up tank mains. That made more people use tank ults in roulettes and stuff like that on old content that they were already confident in. But the numbers have shown time and again that healers are going to heal, tanks are going to tank, and there's not really much you can do to convert a DPS into a tank or a healer. Like people are just sort of naturally sort of attracted to those roles. And you know, the same thing with all the complaints about not adding any newer tank healers, or any new tanks or healers in Stormblood. It's the same thing. I guarantee you that there's not going to be a statistically significant difference in the numbers of tanks and healers that are playing as mains once you get to, you know, even the beginning of Savage Raid.
And I think the people that will go one way or the other, they'll either go back to what they were, or there'll be enough change in both directions that it'll kind of that's it. And one more question. Well, actually, let's do two more questions, but one of them is, how's your day going?
How's my day going? It's gone all right. I mean, other than that podcast that Cinna made me listen to this morning about Jar Binks flashlights, it's been going pretty good. I got some recording done. I'm editing a video, the first in a series of 3 about the history and the lore of Alamigo, which I'm really excited about getting up. So it's going good. A productive day is a good day.
Yeah, I feel like you've done some productive things today. You've seen a Jar Binks fleshlight. You've contemplated handies. You've kind of experienced it all, haven't you? Okay, this is the last question. If Dragoon didn't exist, what would you play?
If Dragoon didn't exist, what would I play? Oh, if Dragoon didn't exist, I would be very much leaning towards Samurai at the moment. But up to this point, if Dragoon didn't exist, I would have been playing Monk. I've raided on Monk, I've raided on Ninja, I've raided on Bard, and Monk is awesome fun. Monk's great fun.
My answer would have been, if Dragoon didn't exist, what would you play? I said, another game.
A game with Dragoons.
A game with Dragoons. I guess we could wrap it up there. I just want to say thank you for coming on. My penis. I feel like it's been a very enjoyable time. I hope it has left you satisfied. I can't say that with a straight face. I can say it with a gay one though. So we're good. Guys, chat, thank you guys for the questions and everything as well. I just want to give a big shout out to this man right over here, who is willing to take some time. Oh,
who?
Yeah, no, I was pointing at myself. No, who was willing to take some time with my little bullshit show here, and
with your little penis.
No, I hope you enjoyed it. You can see him most
Don't
nights.
be a derp. Check out EthysAsher on Twitch.
Yeah, most
Right
nights.
there.
Five
Or
nights a
don't.
week.
Right there. The bot is not linking.
Ignore that.
The bot, though, where's the link? The bot decided to not give a link, but it did give an on-screen shout out. On Twitch, twitch.tv/EthysAsher. On Twitter, at EthysFFXIV. And in Happy's bedroom, working up the nerve to give that handy.
Try to a little something.
Checking on the state of the realm, as it were.
Yeah. I like that. That's good. That's good.
Click his name, follow, sub, throw chubs at people. Anything you would like to say to our viewers, all three of them?
All three of them, both of our viewers. Thanks for having me, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching me on Pook's penis. It was pretty good. It's not the worst I've had. I love you all. You're all beautiful. I recognize all your names. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep riding hard. Beautiful sons of bitches and daughters of bitches and bitches not otherwise specified.
Yes. All kinds of bitches. We welcome all kinds of bitches here.
All kinds of bitches.
All right. And that's that. I will see you guys all real soon. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.